In the last class, we have seen about profitability ratio. I told you there are two types of profitability ratio, sales oriented and investment. Okay, in the sales oriented, we have gone through gross profit ratio, operating profit ratio, expenses ratio, operating profit ratio, and net profit ratio. I think we have covered all the five and have given you certain homeworks also. In this, gross profit ratio and net profit ratio are very important. Others, it's okay. They might or they might not ask, but still you have to know all of these things. Today we'll be studying about this investment, relationship between profit and investment is shown by computing a rate of return ratios. In this also you have 6 types. Return on investment, ROI, is very important. Return on total resources, return on equity, ROE, is equally important. EPS is very important, but you'll get for 2 marks compulsory 1 question you will get, right? Then you have fixed assets turnover ratio, this is not so important, and debt to total fund ratio, not so. Okay, within this you can expect only these 3, that is return on investment, return on total resources, and EPS. Okay, so first we'll see return on investment. It is calculated by dividing net profit by the capital employed. It is also called net profit to capital employed ratio or rate of return. Return on investment ratio is equal to net profit before tax and dividend. Okay, this is EBIT, before tax and dividend, divided by capital employed into 100. Okay, so capital employed is equal to net fixed assets plus working capital, or it is also shareholders funds plus long-term loans minus non-operating assets. Those who have completed financial management, all of you know how to find out net profit before tax and dividend. It's not difficult. I'll be explaining it here. So I have given a problem over here. Take down this. From the following information, calculate a return on investment, ROI ratio. Net fixed assets 2 lakhs, current assets 1 lakh, current liabilities 50,000, gross profit 65,000, interest on long-term debt is 15,000, tax 17,500, office and administrative expenses 5,000, selling and distribution expenses 10,000. Take it down fast. So this is the solution. Calculation of net profit. First we'll find out this net profit. Okay, so this is a solution. First of all, calculation of net profit before tax and interest. So as you all know, I have taken the gross profit here. So gross profit is 65,000. From where did you get? I have taken it from your problem. This is the problem part. Okay, this is 65,000 I have taken over here. From this, we are going to reduce office and administrative expenses, that is 5,000. So this I am taking over here 5,000, and selling and distribution expenses. This is the selling and distribution expenses 10,000. This is over here. So the total of this is 15,000. So 65,000 minus 15,000, you will get 50,000. This 50,000 is net profit before interest and tax, PBIT, right? I have taken down. I'll go for the next one. Now we'll find out calculation of capital employed. So that is, we all know that working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. So 1 lakh minus 50,000. Current assets is 1 lakh. You can see here, this is given in the problem. You have current liabilities 50,000. This is also from the problem. Both of this 1 lakh minus 50,000, you have got this as 50,000. Okay. Next, capital employed is equal to net fixed assets plus working capital. Okay. So what are these net fixed assets? I've taken this as 2 lakhs. From where did you get? This is already given in the problem, right? You can see here, this is net fixed assets 2 lakh. This I have taken over here. This is the 2 lakhs. Okay. Plus working capital. From where did you get? Here only you have calculated. Working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. I have taken this from problem. So this is 50,000. It is substituted over here. So 2 lakh plus 50,000. You will get 2 lakh 50,000. Right. So these are the two variables we have calculated. Next we'll go for the formula. So from our calculations, we have got net profit before tax and dividend 50,000. Capital employed 2,50,000, right? So now we'll calculate return on investment ratio, calculation of return on investment ratio. So return on investment ratio, that is ROI, is equal to net profit before tax and dividend divided by capital employed into 100. So return on investment ratio is equal to what is net profit before tax and dividend, that is 50,000. I have taken it here 50,000. Capital employed is 2,50,000. So capital employed 2,50,000 into 100. So find this out. You will get this as 20%. Check out and tell me whether you have got 50% or not.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll go for return on equity. ROE, this is very well known as ROE, or return on shareholders investments. That means what you are studying over here, shareholders ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ, that is return on shareholders investment. Our investment ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೊಳಗೆ how much they are getting it back. It is calculated by dividing net profit by the equity shareholders fund. See here, this is purely equity shareholders fund. This you should be very clear, because you need to find out. ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಬರೇ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ you'll be including preference shares. This is only equity shareholders fund, so no preference shares to be included here. ಯಾವುದೇ ನೀವು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರೀತಿರಲ್ಲ, be very careful what it is, whether it is only equity shareholders or it is also shareholder fund. So return on equity ratio is equal to net profit after tax and dividends. Here after tax and dividend ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹಾಕ್ತಿರಿ, ಅದು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ you will give off the dividend to whom? To preference shareholders. After that, whatever is remaining, what is it called as? Profit available to equity shareholders. All of you remember, I think, BCom girls, you have already studied this. Profit available to equity shareholders. Okay, so this is that. Divided by what? Equity shareholders funds into 100. So here you see equity shareholders fund, equity share capital plus reserves plus profit and loss credit balance, only profit to be taken. Idishte ನೀವು ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ include ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, only equity share capital. See, I have written a note over here. Preference share capital is not included in equity shareholders funds. Preference share capital now togolalla, only equity share capital plus reserves. All of you know it's a part of profit, and profit and loss account excess credit balance. Okay, so understood this? So problems we'll do it later. Next we'll go for earning per share ratio, very well known as EPS. This term you have heard many times. It is calculated by dividing profit by the equity shares. So here also you see earning per share EPS is equal to what? Net profit available to equity shareholders. Profit ಎಷ್ಟು ಉಳಿತದ ಅದಷ್ಟೇ, divided by number of equity shares. This you have already done this, where in the last semester in financial management you have done this. Net profit available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. So the importance of EPS, you might be asked some theoretical questions on this also. It helps in determining the market price of the shares. Interpretation, high EPS indicates good performance and prospects of the company. If the return on equity shareholders is good, it's a benefit to the company. Let us do one problem on this. From the following information, calculate I have taken both over here, return on equity and EPS. Equity share capital, 20,000 shares of rupees 100 each is 20 lakhs. General reserve 4 lakhs, 20% debentures 14 lakhs, current liabilities 2 lakhs, preliminary expenses 20,000, and net profit after tax is 2,40,000. Take down this problem. This is the problem part. Okay, I have taken it here so that it is easier for you to find out, calculate the other parts. Solution, calculation of shareholders fund. Equity share capital 20 lakhs. You all know from where did you get this? 20,000. Sorry, this is equity shares. 20,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. So this is given over here. 20 lakhs I have taken here. This is equity shares. Okay. General reserve, it has been given over here 4 lakhs. So same 4 lakhs I have taken here. General reserve 4 lakhs. So when you add these, all of you can see now. So you see here, general reserve 4 lakhs. When you add, you will get 24 lakhs. Less preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses is there. This you have to deduct it. This you have done earlier also, this time. 20,000. So shareholders fund is 23 lakhs 80,000. This is the shareholders funds. So now we'll find out return on equity. Return on equity ratio is equal to net profit after tax and dividend divided by equity shareholders funds into 100. So net profit after tax and dividend is 2,40,000 divided by equity shareholders funds, that is 23 lakhs 80,000. Okay. So this is given over here already, net profit after tax. This is already given. So I have taken it from here directly. 2,40,000 divided by 2380. With this we have calculated into 100. You have to get 10.08%. So EPS, you have net profit available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. So net profit available, it's already given 2,40,000 divided by 20,000 equity shares. So you'll get this as rupees 12. The EPS is in rupees, earning per share. It is in rupees. This is 12 rupees. Okay. All of you have got this. We'll go for that. Yes. Return on total resources or return on total assets. It is calculated by dividing net profit by total sales. A formula is return on total resources is equal to net profit divided by total assets into 100. Standard rate is 10%. If actual rate is more than standard, it indicates higher profitability to total assets. If actual rate is less, then it shows lower profitability to total assets. Next one, we have a return on net worth or shareholders investment. It is calculated by dividing net profit by fixed assets. So return on net worth, okay, net worth is nothing but the capital, is equal to net profit divided by fixed assets. So this is what it is. Return on net worth or shareholders investments I have taken over here. So today we have studied about the profitability ratio on investment basis. So first one is return on investment, ROI, return on total resources, return on equity, EPS, fixed assets to turnover ratio, and to total fund ratio. So I have told about all these 5 parts. These are like you have to practice all these things. The most important to be concentrated is EPS, right? Next, you can go through ROI and ROE. These are important part. Okay.